The escape pod hit the ground hard. Metal screamed against rocks and trees. Taewon held on tight as everything shook around him. Then silence. He opened his eyes and saw green everywhere. Thick jungle pressed against the cracked windows. Steam rose from the hot metal of his pod. Taewon was a scientist. He studied alien life on different planets. His research ship had broken down in space. The engines failed. He barely made it to this planet before everything went dark. Now he was alone on a world that should have been empty. No people, no cities, just jungle. He checked his arm computer. Several ribs were broken. His leg hurt badly. The medical kit fixed what it could, but he would need weeks to heal properly. The emergency signal was working. Help would come, but it might take months. This planet was far from any trade routes. For 3 days, Taewon stayed near the pod. He ate emergency food that tasted like cardboard. He collected rainwater. At night, strange sounds filled the jungle. Animals he could not see. Birds that glowed in the dark. This planet was beautiful but dangerous. On the 4th day, his water ran out. The rain had stopped. He needed to find a stream or river. The scanner showed water half a kilometer away. Taewon grabbed his pack and started walking. Every step hurt his injured leg. The jungle was hot and wet. Sweat soaked through his clothes. He found the stream just before sunset. The water glowed with soft blue light. Tiny creatures swam in it, each one shining like a star. Taewon tested the water with his scanner. Safe to drink. He filled his bottles and sat down on a smooth rock. His whole body ached. That was when he saw her. She stood on the other side of the stream watching him. Taewon froze. His brain could not process what his eyes were seeing. A person, an alien person, on a planet that was supposed to be uninhabited. She was humanoid. 2 arms, 2 legs, 1 head. But that was where normal ended. Her skin changed colors as he watched. Purple rippled across her shoulders. Gold spread down her arms. Her eyes were huge and dark with tiny lights inside them like distant stars. Her hair moved on its own, floating around her head as if she was underwater. And she wore nothing. No clothes at all. Her whole body was bare. Taewon felt his face get hot. He looked away quickly, then looked back. She tilted her head, studying him with curiosity. Her skin shifted to bright orange, then soft pink. She took a step closer. The water barely made a sound under her feet. He raised one hand slowly, palm out. Universal gesture of peace. She copied him, raising her hand the same way. Her skin turned pale blue. She smiled. At least he thought it was a smile. Her mouth curved up at the corners. Taewon pulled out his translator device. It was small, clipped to his belt. The device listened to languages and turned them into words he could understand. He pointed to himself and said clearly, Taewon. She watched the translator with fascination. Her skin turned deep purple with swirls of gold. She made sounds. They were musical, like birds singing and water flowing together. The translator beeped and showed confused symbols. It could not understand her language yet. It needed more words to learn. She pointed to herself and made another sound, soft and flowing. Taewon tried to copy it. She laughed. The sound was like bells. She tried again, slower. He repeated it. Close enough. In his head, he decided to call her Hana. It was easier than the real sound. Hana crossed the stream, jumping from rock to rock. Up close, Taewon could see that her skin was not just changing colors. It was showing pictures. Tiny moving images flowed across her arms and chest. Flowers bloomed and died. Stars spun in circles. It was like watching someone's thoughts painted on their body. She reached out and touched his jacket. Her fingers traced the zipper. She had never seen a zipper before. That much was obvious. She pulled it down, then up, then down again. Her skin exploded with bright yellow. Joy, Taewon realized. The colors showed emotions. Hana touched his sleeve, his collar, his belt. Everything about his clothes amazed her. She tugged at his shirt like she wanted to see what was underneath. Taewon gently stopped her hand. He felt strange. Not scared, just very aware that they came from completely different worlds. She stepped back, her skin flashing through several colors quickly. Confused, maybe. Then she made a decision. She turned and started walking into the jungle. After a few steps, she looked back at him, waiting. Taewon grabbed his pack. His legs still hurt, but he followed her. What else could he do? She was the first intelligent alien life he had found on this planet. As a scientist, he had to learn more. As a human lost and alone, he needed help. Hana moved through the jungle like she was part of it. She knew every path, every branch. Taewon struggled to keep up. His injured leg made him slow. She noticed and slowed down for him. Her skin turned soft green with worry. They walked for an hour as the sun set. The jungle came alive with lights. Flowers glowed. Insects sparkled. Even some of the trees had light running through their bark like veins. It was the most beautiful thing Taewon had ever seen. Then he saw the village. It was not like human villages. There were no separate buildings. Instead, huge trees had been shaped and grown into living structures. Walls made of woven branches, floors of soft moss, rooms carved into massive trunks. Everything was alive and growing, and everywhere there were more of Hana's people. Dozens of them, all naked, all with skin that changed colors and showed moving pictures. They stopped what they were doing and stared at Taewon. He was the strange one here. The alien covered in weird fabric. An older woman approached. Her skin was covered in what looked like stars and moons, constantly shifting. She was clearly important. A leader, maybe. She spoke to Hana in that musical language. Hana spoke back, gesturing at Taewon. The translator in his hand beeped softly, recording everything, slowly learning. The older woman looked at Taewon for a long moment. Her skin rippled through deep blues and purples. Finally, she gestured to a structure nearby, an invitation. Taewon bowed his head in thanks. The woman's skin flickered with gold. She understood respect even without words. Hana led him to the structure. Inside, it was simple but comfortable. Soft moss covered the floor. Light came from glowing vines on the walls. There was a raised platform that might be a bed. She pointed to it, then to him. Taewon sat down carefully. His leg throbbed. Hana disappeared and came back with a bowl of something. Paste made from plants, he guessed. She knelt beside him and pointed to his leg. He understood. Medicine, he rolled up his pant leg. Hana gasped. Her skin flashed white. The bruise on his leg was dark purple and yellow. She spread the paste on it gently. It was cool and took away some of the pain immediately. She wrapped his leg with soft leaves. Her hands were careful and kind. When she finished, she sat back and looked at him. Really looked at him. Her skin showed curiosity. Swirls of orange and blue mixed together. She pointed at his clothes and made a questioning sound. Taewon tried to explain. He pointed to his jacket and then to himself. Protection from cold he tried to show by hugging himself and shivering. Hana nodded slowly. Her people did not need clothes. Their skin adapted to temperature. But she was trying to understand why he did. She touched his shirt again, more gently this time. Then she touched her own bare arm. Her skin turned questioning yellow. Why hide? What was the point? Taewon did not know how to answer that. Humans wore clothes for many reasons. Weather, protection, modesty, culture. How could he explain thousands of years of human civilization to someone who had never seen clothing before? Hana saw his confusion. Her skin softened to pale pink. Understanding, maybe. Or patience. She stood up and gestured around the room. Stay here. Rest. He was safe. As she left, Taewon lay back on the soft moss platform. His mind raced. He had found intelligent alien life. They had technology, medicine, society, but they were so different from humans. No clothes. Communication through color. Living in harmony with nature instead of building separate from it. He thought about Hana's question. Why did humans cover themselves? Was it really necessary? Or just habit? Outside, the jungle sang its night songs. Taewon closed his eyes. Tomorrow he would learn more. Tomorrow he would try to understand. For now he was alive, safe, and not alone. That was enough. 3 weeks passed. Taewon's translator device finally learned enough words to have real conversations. Each day Hana spent hours teaching him. She would point at things and speak their names. Tree, water, sky, food. The device recorded everything and slowly built a dictionary. The village accepted Taewon as a strange guest. Children stared at his clothes and giggled. Adults kept a polite distance but watched him with curiosity. Their skin colors told him things words could not. Yellow meant friendliness. Orange was curiosity. Red meant stay away. He learned to read their emotions like a book. Hana became his guide to everything. She showed him which plants were safe to eat, how to move quietly through the jungle, where the good fishing spots were, She laughed at his clumsiness but never made him feel stupid. Her skin glowed warm gold whenever she was happy, which was often around him. One morning she took him to meet the elder properly. The older woman was named Nari. She sat in a room at the center of the largest tree. Sunlight came through gaps in the living walls. Her skin showed deep wisdom. Patterns of stars and ancient symbols flowed across her arms. The translator worked better now. Nari spoke, and the device turned her musical words into something Taewon could understand. Not perfect, but close enough. You cover your skin, Nari said. Why? Taewon tried to explain. My people wear clothes for protection. From weather, from injury, and for privacy. Privacy, Nari repeated the word slowly. The translator struggled with it. You hide your body because you are ashamed? No, not shame. It is just our way. Taewon felt frustrated. How could he explain thousands of years of human culture? We express ourselves through clothing. Different clothes mean different things. Nari's skin rippled with confusion. Purple and gray mixed together. We express ourselves with our skin. You can see my emotions, my thoughts, my soul. When you cover yourself, you hide all of this. How do your people trust each other? Taewon had never thought about it that way. Humans trusted through words and actions, but Hana's people trusted through complete openness. Their skin could not lie. Every emotion showed clearly. Clothes would block their most important form of communication. Your clothes disturb us, Nari said gently. They feel like walls, like you are hiding something dangerous. But we understand you need them. Your skin does not change like ours. You cannot show your heart. The words hit Taewon hard. He had thought their nakedness was primitive, but they thought his clothing was limiting. Neither was right or wrong, just different. After the meeting with Nari, Hana took Taewon to see the village workshops. He expected simple tools, stone and wood, but what he saw shocked him. They had technology. Not metal and machines like humans used, but living technology, plants that were grown and shaped to serve specific purposes. A vine that purified water when you squeezed it. Flowers that gave light at night. Seeds that could store information like a computer. We grow what we need, Hana explained. Her skin showed teaching colors. Calm blue with hints of white. The forest provides everything. We just help it understand what we want. Taewon watched in amazement as an older man sang to a small plant. The plant grew before his eyes, wrapping itself into a perfect bowl shape. The man filled it with water and drank. Then he planted the bowl back in the ground where it would grow into a new plant. This is incredible, Taewon said. Your biotechnology is more advanced than anything humans have developed. Hana tilted her head. Biotechnology? The translator struggled with the technical word. Using living things as tools, Taewon explained. My people are just beginning to learn this, but you have mastered it. Hana's skin flashed proud gold. We have had many generations to practice. The forest teaches us. We listen. That night, Hana asked Taewon about his world. They sat by the glowing stream where they had first met. The water sang softly over the rocks. Tell me about the stars, she said. Her skin showed wonder. Deep blue with sparks of silver. You came from there. What is it like? Taewon told her about space travel, about different planets and alien species, about cities made of metal and glass that reached into the sky, about ships that could cross vast distances. Hana listened with her whole body. Her skin showed every emotion, excitement, fear, curiosity, joy. I want to see it, she said suddenly. Her skin blazed bright yellow. I want to see the stars up close. I want to meet other people from other worlds. Taewon felt his stomach drop. Hana, space is dangerous, and very different from here. You would need to learn so much. It would be difficult. I am not afraid of difficult, she said. Her skin showed determination. Deep red mixed with gold. I have lived my whole life in this jungle. I know every tree, every stream, every animal. But there is a whole universe out there. Do you not want to explore? I do, Taewon admitted. That is my job. I explore and study new worlds. Then teach me, Hana said. Teach me about your world, your languages, your ways. When your people come to rescue you, I want to go with you. Taewon did not know what to say. Part of him was excited by the idea. Hana was smart and brave. She would be an amazing ambassador for her people. But another part of him worried. What if he was taking her away from everything she knew? What if she could not adapt? What if humans hurt her or treated her badly? Let me think about it, he said finally. Hana's skin flickered. Disappointment mixed with understanding. But she nodded. 2 more weeks passed. Taewon taught Hana about human culture. She learned fast. She practiced speaking human languages. She asked endless questions about everything: technology, food, art, music, social rules. She wanted to understand it all. But she was especially fascinated by clothing. "You said different clothes mean different things," she said one day. "Show me." Taewon pulled up pictures on his small computer. Images of people from his home planet. Formal suits for business, casual clothes for relaxing, traditional garments for ceremonies, sports uniforms, wedding dresses, military uniforms. Hana stared at each image for a long time. Her skin cycled through dozens of colors. "So clothing is like a second skin," she said slowly. "It tells people who you are and what you do. Like how my skin shows my emotions, but you choose what to show instead of showing everything." "Yes," Taewon said. "That is exactly right. That is beautiful," Hana said. Her skin glowed soft pink. "You have control over what you express. We cannot hide anything. Sometimes I wish I could choose what to show." Taewon had never considered that. He always thought complete honesty would be freeing. But Hana saw it as limiting. Everyone always knowing exactly what you felt. No privacy. No secrets. No choice. Then his computer beeped. A message. The rescue ship was coming. They would arrive in 3 days. Hana saw his face and understood immediately. Her skin went pale white. "They are coming." "Yes, I still want to go with you." Taewon looked at her. Really looked at her. She had become his friend. His teacher. She had shown him a completely different way of living. And she wanted to see his worlds. "You would have to wear clothes," he said quietly. "In human space, there are laws. Everyone must be covered in public places." Hana's skin flickered rapidly. Many emotions at once: fear, excitement, confusion, hope. "I understand. I want to try. I want to learn this new way of expressing myself. Then we need to talk to Nari," Taewon said. The conversation with the elder was difficult. Nari listened to Hana's request with a calm face, but her skin showed deep concern. Purple and gray and dark blue all mixed together. "You want to leave your home," Nari said. "You want to cover your soul and live among strangers." "Why?" "Because there is more to learn," Hana said. Her skin showed absolute determination. "Solid gold. I love our home. I love our people. But I also want to understand the universe. I want to bring that knowledge back here someday." Nari was quiet for a long time. Then her skin softened. Pink mixed with gold. "You remind me of myself when I was young. Always curious. Always wanting more. The forest could not contain my questions either." She turned to Taewon. "You must promise to protect her. To help her. To bring her home if she wishes. I promise," Taewon said. And he meant it. Nari gave her blessing. In 3 days, Hana would leave the only home she had ever known. She would step into a universe full of strangers. And she would have to cover the skin that showed her soul. The rescue ship looked like a silver star falling from the sky. It landed in the clearing near the village with a roar of engines that made the trees shake. Hana had never heard anything so loud. Her skin flashed white with shock, then quickly shifted to excited yellow and gold. The whole village came to watch. They kept their distance, but their skin colors showed everything. Fear, curiosity, sadness. The ship was proof that Taewon belonged to a different world. A world that could cross the stars. Captain Yuna stepped out of the ship first. She was tall and professional in her gray uniform. Behind her came 3 crew members. They all stopped when they saw the village. Their eyes went wide. Dozens of naked aliens staring back at them. "Dr. Taewon," Captain Yuna said, walking toward him. She tried not to stare at the villagers. "We received your emergency signal. Are you injured?" "I was. They helped me heal," Taewon said. He gestured to Hana beside him. "Captain, this is Hana. She saved my life. And she wants to come with us." Captain Yuna looked at Hana. Her expression was carefully neutral. "I see. That is unusual. We will need to follow protocols for first contact situations. And she will need to follow station regulations." "She understands," Taewon said. "She is ready." Hana said goodbye to her people. Nari blessed her with words in their musical language. Children touched her hands and cried. Other adults showed respect with their skin colors glowing gold and pink. Hana tried to stay brave. Her skin kept flickering between joy and sorrow. Then they boarded the ship. Hana had never been inside anything made of metal before. Everything was hard edges and cold surfaces. So different from the living walls of her village. She touched everything with wonder. Screens, buttons, chairs, lights. "Buckle in." Captain Yuna instructed. Launch is rough. Taewon helped Hana with the safety straps. When the engines fired, she grabbed his hand. Her skin went pure white. The ship shook and roared. Then suddenly they were rising, fast, faster than anything natural. Through the window, Hana watched her world fall away. The jungle became a green blanket. The village disappeared. Then she saw the curve of the planet, the black of space, stars everywhere without the atmosphere to dim them. Her skin exploded with color. Every shade she could make flashed across her body. Joy, terror, wonder, amazement. Tears ran down her face, but she was smiling. Beautiful, she whispered. The journey to Gateway Station took 3 days. Hana learned about living in space, how to eat food from packages, how to sleep in zero gravity, how to use the bathroom in a tiny metal room. Everything was strange and wonderful. The crew tried to be polite, but Taewon saw their discomfort. They looked at Hana and then looked away quickly. They whispered when they thought she could not hear. Some thought it was inappropriate to bring a naked alien onto the ship. Others worried about what would happen at the station. Hana noticed everything. Her skin showed hurt and confusion. Blue and gray mixed together. They do not like me, she said to Taewon one night. They do not understand you yet, Taewon said. Give them time. But he knew it would not be that simple. Humans had rules about bodies and modesty, rules that made no sense to Hana's people. She was about to enter a world where her natural state was considered wrong. On the 3rd day, Gateway Station appeared. Hana pressed her face to the window and gasped. The station was massive, a city in space, rings of metal and glass spinning slowly. Lights everywhere, ships coming and going like insects around a flower. 50,000 people live there, Taewon explained, from dozens of different species, all in one place. Hana's skin showed amazement, bright yellow with swirls of orange. Yes, it is a trading hub, a meeting point for many cultures. They docked at a landing bay. The doors opened and suddenly everything changed. Noise. So much noise. Announcements over speakers. Ship engines. Thousands of voices talking at once. Hana covered her ears. Her skin flashed distressed red. Taewon took her hand. Stay close to me. They walked down the ramp. People were everywhere. Humans in different colored uniforms. Tall blue aliens with 4 arms. Small furry creatures that hopped instead of walked. Robots, cyborgs, species Taewon could not even name. Everyone wore something. Clothes or armor or environmental suits. Everyone except Hana. People stopped and stared. Some pointed. Some looked shocked. Some looked angry. Hana's skin went from red to gray to almost black. She had never felt shame before, but she felt it now. In the way people looked at her. In the whispers. In the disgust on some faces. Security officers approached quickly. 2 humans in black uniforms. A tall woman and a shorter man. Stop right there, the woman said. Her nameplate read Officer Bora. You cannot be in public areas without proper covering. Station Regulation 47. She is from a newly contacted world, Taewon explained quickly. Her people do not wear clothing. It is against her culture. That does not matter, Officer Bora said. Her voice was not mean, just firm. The regulations apply to everyone. She needs to cover herself or leave the public areas immediately. Hana looked at Taewon. Her skin was pure gray now. Misery. She spoke in her language. The translator on Taewon's belt converted the words. They want me to hide. Just like you said. I cannot show who I am here. It is not like that, Taewon started to say. But was he lying? That was exactly what they wanted. For her to hide herself to make others comfortable. More people gathered. Some took pictures with their devices. Others argued about whether the officers should arrest her or let her go. Hana started shaking. Too many people. Too much noise. Too much judgment. Enough. A voice cut through the crowd. An older man pushed forward. He wore expensive robes marked with diplomatic symbols. His hair was gray and his face was kind. I am Ambassador Daehyun. I specialize in first contact situations. Step aside, please. The security officers hesitated but moved back. Ambassador Daehyun looked at Hana with understanding eyes. He spoke gently. Welcome to Gateway Station, young one. I apologize for this greeting. You must be frightened. Hana's skin lightened slightly. Someone who was not angry at her. Someone who sounded kind. I can grant a temporary cultural exemption, Ambassador Daehyun said. but it will only last 72 hours. In that time, we need to find a solution. Either you adapt to station customs, or we work to change the regulations, or you return home." He turned to the officers. "I will take responsibility for her. Give me 3 days to handle this properly." Officer Borod did not look happy, but she nodded. 3 days. Then she follows regulations like everyone else. Ambassador Dae-hyun led them away from the crowd. They took a private elevator to a quiet level. Temporary quarters for diplomatic guest. Once inside, Hana collapsed onto a chair. Her skin cycled through a dozen colors. She was overwhelmed. "That was horrible," she said. Tears streamed down her face. "So many people hated me. Just for being me. Just for existing how I always have." Taewon felt guilt crush his chest. "I am sorry. I should have prepared you better. I should have known this would happen." "Did you bring me here to change me?" Hana asked. Her voice was small. Her skin was dull gray. "Did you want me to become more human?" The question hit like a punch. Taewon sat down and looked at his hands. Did he? He had told himself he was helping her explore the universe. But maybe part of him did think his way was better. That clothing was more civilized. That she needed to be fixed. "I do not know," he said honestly. "I thought I was giving you a choice. But maybe I was just pushing you toward what I think is right. I'm sorry." They sat in silence for a long time. Ambassador Dae-hyun gave them space. Finally, Hana spoke. "I still want to understand clothing," she said. "Not because I am ashamed. Not because they want me to hide. But because I want to learn this form of expression. You said clothes can show who you are. I want to try that. For myself? Not for them." Taewon looked up. Hana's skin was shifting toward determination, spots of gold appearing in the gray. "You do not have to do this," he said. "We can fight the regulations. Ambassador Dae-hyun can help." "You can stay as you are, I know," Hana said. "But I want to choose. That is the difference, is it not? Between being forced and choosing. I want to try wearing clothes. I want to see if I can express myself in a new way. Maybe I will hate it. Maybe I will love it. But I want it to be my choice." Her skin was glowing gold now. True determination. True courage. "Then tomorrow," Taewon said, "we will go shopping." The commercial district of Gateway Station was a maze of shops and stalls. Hundreds of stores selling everything from food to furniture to spaceship parts. The lights were bright and colorful. Music played from different directions. Thousands of people moved through the wide corridors like rivers. Hana walked close to Taewon. She still wore nothing. People stared, but Ambassador Dae-hyun's temporary exemption protected her. For now. Her skin showed nervousness. "Pale blue with hints of gray? Where do we start?" Hana asked. There were so many shops, so many choices. "Let us try a general clothing store first," Taewon said. "Something simple." They entered a large store filled with racks of clothes. A human woman approached them. Her name tag said Misun. Her smile froze when she saw Hana, but she was professional. "Welcome. How can I help you today?" "She needs clothes," Taewon said. "Everything. She has never worn clothing before." Misun's eyes went wide. Then she looked at Hana more carefully. Really looked. She saw the color-changing skin. The curiosity and nervousness mixed together in shifting hues. This was not someone being difficult. This was someone trying something completely new. "All right," Misun said softly. "Let us start with basics. What feels comfortable to you?" Hana touched a soft shirt on a nearby rack. The fabric was smooth under her fingers. "I do not know. Everything is so different." Misun picked out several simple items. A loose shirt. Comfortable pants. A light dress. She led Hana to a changing room. Hana looked at Taewon with scared eyes before going inside. 10 minutes passed. Then 15. Finally, Hana came out wearing the pants and shirt. But something was wrong. Her skin was dark gray. Almost black. She looked miserable. "I cannot breathe," she said. "The fabric presses on my skin. I cannot show anything. It is like being in a prison." She pulled off the clothes quickly. Her skin was red underneath. Irritated. Both physically and emotionally. "This was a mistake," Hana said. Tears filled her eyes. "I cannot do this. I cannot hide myself like this." Taewon felt terrible. He had pushed her into this. But then Misun spoke up. "Wait," she said. "You are trying to hide. That is the problem. Clothing does not have to hide you. It can enhance you. Express you. Show who you are in new ways. Hana looked at her with confusion. Her skin was still dark. Your skin changes color to show emotions, yes? Misun asked. What if we found clothes that let your skin show through? Transparent fabrics, loose flowing materials, things that add to your expression instead of blocking it. Hana's skin flickered, a hint of interest. Yellow mixed with the gray. There is a special boutique one level up, Misun said. The owner is incredible with unusual requests. Let me call ahead. Tell her you are coming. 20 minutes later, they entered a very different kind of shop. This one was smaller, more artistic. Fabrics hung from the ceiling like waterfalls, colors everywhere. A woman with short hair and paint-stained hands greeted them. Her name was Jiwoo. Misun told me about you, Jiwoo said to Hana. She did not look shocked or uncomfortable. She looked excited. You are a living canvas. Your skin is art. We should not cover that. We should frame it, enhance it, make it even more beautiful. Hana's skin brightened, hope mixed with curiosity. Jiwoo pulled out fabrics, sheer materials that were almost invisible, silks that caught the light, flowing layers that moved like water. She held them up to Hana's skin and watched the colors show through. Yes, Jiwoo said. Yes, this will work. You will still be you, but with new dimensions, new ways to express. She spent the next hour creating an outfit. Layers of transparent fabric in different colors. Each layer caught the light differently. When Hana moved, the fabrics flowed around her like wings. Her color-changing skin showed clearly underneath, but now it was enhanced by the movement of the cloth, by the way light played through the layers. Hana looked at herself in the mirror. Her skin cycled through every color. Wonder, joy, amazement. She turned and watched the fabrics move. She raised her arms and the material flowed like water. I am not hiding, she whispered. I am becoming more. Jiwoo smiled. There were tears in her eyes. That is what fashion should do. Not hide who you are. Help you become more of yourself. They spent hours in the boutique. Jiwoo showed Hana different styles from different cultures. Traditional human garments that had meaning in history. Alien clothes adapted for different body types. Futuristic designs that used smart fabrics. Humans have been making clothes for thousands of years, Jiwoo explained. Every culture has its own style. Every person chooses how to present themselves. Some days I want to look professional, some days artistic, some days comfortable. My clothes let me be different versions of myself. Hana listened carefully. Her skin showed deep focus, blue with gold swirls. My people only have one way to express, Hana said slowly. Our skin shows everything. We cannot choose to hide anything, but you can choose what to show. That is powerful. Exactly, Jiwoo said. Fashion is about choice, about control, about deciding how you want the world to see you on any given day. They tried on more outfits, a flowing robe inspired by ancient Korean hanbok, but made with modern transparent materials, a jumpsuit with strategic cutouts that let Hana's skin show in patterns, a dress made of hundreds of thin strips that moved independently, creating the illusion of wings. Each outfit taught Hana something new. That clothes could be practical and beautiful. That covering one part made other parts stand out more. That movement and fabric created a dance between body and material. Other customers came and went. At first they stared, but then they saw what Jiwoo was creating. They saw Hana's joy. Several stayed to watch. Some offered suggestions. A Centaurian woman recommended fabrics from her homeworld. A human man who worked in theater talked about costume design. This is what I love about Gateway Station, Jiwoo said. So many different people. So many different ways to be yourself. And room for all of it. As the day went on, Taewon watched Hana transform. Not just her appearance. Her whole attitude. She stopped being scared. She stopped feeling shame. Instead, she became curious, creative, excited. He realized something important. Humans had not forced her to change. They had offered her new tools for expression. Hana was still completely herself, but now she had more ways to show it. That was humanity's real gift to the galaxy. Not technology or weapons or empires, but the belief that everyone should have choices, that there were infinite ways to be yourself. That difference was beautiful. By the end of the day, Hana had chosen several outfits. Her favorite was the one with flowing transparent layers. She wore it out of the shop. People still stared, but now they stared with wonder instead of disgust. They saw art in motion. They saw someone being courageously herself. A young girl approached them. She was maybe 10 years old, human. She looked at Hana with wide eyes. "You are so pretty," the girl said. "Your skin is like a rainbow." Hana knelt down to the girl's level. Her skin glowed warm gold. Happiness. "Thank you," Hana said. "Your clothes are pretty too. I like the flowers on your dress." The girl smiled and ran back to her parents. Hana stood up. She looked at Taewon. "I understand now," she said. "Clothes are not about hiding. They are about choosing, about adding layers to who you are, about having options." "That is exactly right," Taewon said. "My people had one perfect way to live on our world," Hana continued. "But out here there are millions of worlds, millions of ways to live. You humans figured out how to give people choices, to let everyone be different. That is amazing." They walked back toward their quarters. Hana stopped at a window that looked out into space. Stars stretched to infinity. Ships moved between them like fish in a vast ocean. "There is so much to learn," Hana said. "So many ways to be. I want to understand all of it. And then I want to bring that understanding back to my people, not to change them, but to show them there are more options than we ever imagined." Her skin glowed with determination. Pure gold. Taewon felt proud, not just of Hana, but of humanity. They were not perfect. They had problems and conflicts, but they had created something beautiful. A culture that celebrated difference, that offered infinite ways to express yourself, that believed everyone deserved choice. That night, Ambassador Dae-hyun visited them. He looked at Hana in her new clothes and smiled. "I have seen many first contact situations," he said. "Most go badly. Misunderstanding and fear. But this is special. You found a way to bridge two cultures without losing either one." "It was not me," Taewon said. "It was Hana and Jiwoo, and everyone who helped today." "Yes," Ambassador Dae-hyun agreed. "That is the best of what we can be, when we help others become more of themselves instead of trying to make them like us." He looked at Hana seriously. "The station security has agreed to extend your exemption. What you did today, it started conversations. People are questioning why we have such strict rules. Change takes time, but you may have started something important." Hana's skin rippled with hope. Pink and gold mixed together. She was not just learning about human culture anymore. She was helping shape it too. The video spread across the station networks within hours. Someone had recorded Hana's shopping trip. The footage showed her transformation from confused and scared to confident and joyful. It showed Jiwoo creating art from fabric and flesh. It showed other shoppers helping and encouraging instead of judging. By the next morning, millions of people had seen it. Comments flooded in. The station was divided. Many people loved what they saw. They called it beautiful, inspiring, a perfect example of cultural exchange done right. They praised Hana's courage and Jiwoo's creativity. They said it showed the best of what Gateway Station could be. But others were angry. Very angry. Conservative groups called it an attack on decency. They said Hana should have been forced to cover completely or sent home. They argued that one alien should not get special treatment, that rules existed for good reasons, that allowing exceptions would lead to chaos. Some voices were even worse. Extremist messages appeared on public forums, calling Hana disgusting, saying she was corrupting human values, threatening to remove her from the station by force if necessary. Taewon showed Hana only the positive comments at first. But she saw his worried face. She knew something was wrong. "Show me everything," she said. He hesitated. "Some of it is cruel. You do not need to see that." "Show me," Hana insisted. Her skin showed determination. Solid gold, so he showed her the hate messages, the threats, the people calling her primitive and shameful. Hana read them all. Her skin cycled through colors, hurt, anger, sadness, but also something else. Understanding. "They are afraid," she said finally. "They see me as a threat to their way of life. They think if I am allowed to be different, it will destroy what they know." "You understand them?" Taewon asked, surprised. "I understand fear," Hana said. "Some of my people were scared when I decided to leave. They thought I was betraying our culture. They thought contact with outsiders would destroy us. Fear makes people say cruel things. But understanding did not make the threats less real." Ambassador Dae-hyun increased security around their quarters. Station security monitored extremist groups more closely. Still, Hana insisted on going out, on living her life, on not hiding. She visited Jiwoo's boutique often. They became friends. Jiwoo taught her about different cultures and their clothing traditions. Hana taught Jiwoo about Valorian bioart and how they shaped living things. They inspired each other. One afternoon, Hana went to the commercial district alone. She wanted to prove she could navigate the station by herself. Taewon worried but agreed. She needed independence. Hana wore a new outfit, flowing layers of pale blue and silver that moved like water. Her skin showed through clearly. Confidence and joy. She walked through the crowds with her head high. Most people smiled at her now. Some stopped to compliment her clothes. Then she heard the shouting. A group of about 20 humans blocked her path. They wore matching armbands. Red with a black symbol. The Purity Front, an extremist group that believed in strict cultural separation. "There she is," one of them yelled. A man with an angry face. "The alien who thinks our rules do not apply to her." Hana's skin flashed white. Fear, but she stood still. Did not run. "You are not welcome here," a woman in the group said. "You corrupt our values. You mock our traditions. You need to leave or conform completely." More people gathered, some to support the Purity Front, others to oppose them. The crowd grew larger. Tensions rose. "I am not mocking anyone," Hana said. Her voice shook, but she kept speaking. "I am trying to learn, to understand, to find my place here." "Your place is not here," the angry man stepped closer. "Your place is on your savage world where you belong." He reached for her clothes, tried to grab the fabric, to tear it off, to humiliate her. Two things happened at once. Hana moved, faster than anyone expected. Her jungle training served her well. She twisted away from his grasp. Her skin blazed bright red. Pure anger. She had been patient, understanding, kind. But this was too much. And Taewon arrived. He had been following at a distance, worried. When he saw the confrontation, he ran. Jiwoo was with him. They pushed through the crowd. Station security arrived seconds later. Officers in black uniforms, led by Captain Sujin, a stern woman who had been a security officer for 20 years. She assessed the situation instantly. "Everyone back," Captain Sujin ordered. Her voice carried authority. "Disperse now or face arrest." The Purity Front members hesitated, but the captain's hand was on her weapon. They backed away slowly, still shouting threats, still angry. "You," Captain Sujin pointed at the man who had tried to grab Hana. "You are under arrest for assault and harassment." Two officers moved in and restrained him. He struggled and shouted, but he was taken away. The captain turned to Hana. "Are you hurt?" Hana's skin was still bright red, but she shook her head. "No, I am not hurt. Just angry." "Good, come with me. We need to file a report." Captain Sujin looked at the remaining crowd. "Show is over. Move along." At the security office, they sat and told the story. Captain Sujin listened carefully. She made detailed notes. "I am sorry this happened," the captain said. "The Purity Front has been causing problems for months, but attacking people is a line they should not have crossed." "Will they try again?" Hana asked. "Possibly, but now we have grounds to arrest anyone who threatens you. That will make them more careful." Captain Sujin studied Hana. "You handled yourself well. Many people would have panicked or fought back violently." "Fighting would not solve anything," Hana said. Her skin had calmed to thoughtful blue. "They are afraid of change. Violence would only confirm their fears." Captain Sujin smiled slightly. "You are wiser than most people twice your age." That evening, Ambassador Daehyun called a meeting. Taewon, Hana, Jiwoo, and Captain Sujin all gathered in his office. "The situation is escalating," the ambassador said. "The attack today proves that. We need to address this formally. Either change the regulations to prevent future conflicts or Hana returns home for her own safety." "No," Hana said immediately. Her skin flashed determined gold. "I'm not running away." That would tell them their violence works. That fear wins. "Then we need to change minds," Jiwoo said. "People need to understand why this matters. Why cultural exchange requires flexibility." "How?" Taewon asked. "Half the station thinks she is a hero. The other half thinks she is destroying civilization." "Let me speak," Hana said. Everyone looked at her. "Let me address people directly. Explain why I am here. What I am trying to do. Maybe if they hear my voice, they will understand." Ambassador Daehyun considered this. "It is risky. You will be criticized. Attacked verbally, if not physically. Are you prepared for that?" Hana's skin showed every color at once. Fear and courage mixed together. I am prepared. The next day they arranged for Hana to give a public address in the main plaza. Word spread quickly. Thousands came to listen. The crowd was mixed. Supporters and opponents, curious observers and angry protesters. Hana stood on a raised platform. Taewon and Jiwoo stood nearby for support. Captain Sujin and her officers maintained order. The noise was overwhelming. Shouting from both sides, Hana raised her hand. Slowly, the crowd quieted. Her skin shifted to calm blue. She spoke clearly. My name is Hana. I come from a jungle world far from here. When I met Dr. Taewon, I had never seen clothing before. I did not understand why anyone would cover their skin. To my people, our skin is our voice. It shows our emotions, our thoughts, our souls. She paused. Let the words sink in. Many of you think clothing made me more human. Many think nakedness made me more Valorian. You are all wrong. What I wear or do not wear does not change who I am. It just lets me speak my soul in different languages. Her skin began to shift through colors as she spoke, showing her emotions in real time. I chose to learn about clothing, not because I was ashamed, not because humans forced me, but because I wanted to understand this form of expression. I wanted to grow, to become more than I was. Gold spread across her skin, joy and pride mixed. Humans taught me something beautiful. They taught me that there are infinite ways to be yourself, that you can honor where you came from while choosing where you go. That difference is not something to fear, but something to celebrate. The crowd was silent now, listening. Some of you want me to stay naked to preserve my culture. Some want me to cover completely to preserve yours. But both of those want to force me into a box. Real respect means letting me choose, every day, who I want to be, how I want to express myself. Her skin pulsed with every color she could make, the full spectrum of emotion. That is what makes humanity special. Not your technology, not your ships or weapons, but your belief that everyone deserves to choose who they become, that there is room for everyone. That is the gift you offer the galaxy. She stepped back. The plaza was silent. Then someone started clapping. Then another. Then hundreds. The applause built like a wave. Not everyone joined. Some people left angry, but more stayed, more understood. That night, recordings of her speech spread across the entire station network and beyond, to other stations, other worlds. Hana's words reached millions, and slowly, very slowly, minds began to change.